안녕하세요.
Welcome back to my channel. In today's video I will be telling you guys who I think shined the most and who didn't in a specific Twice era, from like OOR to more and more. Oh yeah, and before we start I just wanted to say happy late birthday to my bias Nayeon. Sadly I couldn't get this video out on her birthday, because of school and all of my responsibilities, but don't worry, I'm not quitting lol. Okay, the video starts now. Number 1 is like Uahage. The person that owned this era is Momo. Do I even have to explain? Her dance break, her outfit and her visuals. Chef's kisses. The only thing that didn't do her justice in this era was the line distribution. I mean, Momo's line distribution hasn't really changed since debut anyway. I think Momo owned this era. Now for the person that didn't really shine in this era was Sana. I feel like this concept didn't really bring out the fire in Sana. It didn't really suit her at Twice's debut time. You can see the difference between Sana and Momo in their debut era, and her screen time didn't really do her justice either. Number 2 is Cheer Up. Ah, what an iconic era. For the person who owned this era, I personally think Mina owned this era. It was honestly a close cause between Sana and Mina, but I think Mina just owned this era. She had a lot of screen time. Her bridge was iconic. Her hair color looked great on her. She honestly just owned this era. I know a lot of people would say Sana owned this era mostly because of. And well, yes, it's iconic, but people refuse to believe that Mina also owned this era. And now for the member who didn't shine in this era. Chaeyoung, honey I love you, but this wasn't just your era. Her and Dahyun's rap was iconic, but I feel like Dahyun stood out more. Now TT. This was the song that got me into Twice, so it will forever be in a special place in my heart. I think we can all agree when I say that Nayeon owned this era. She had a lot of lines, a lot of center time. I don't know, she just really stood out and embodied the concept they were going for. And now for the person who didn't shine in this era. Again, Chaeyoung, I'm so sorry. Am I the only one who thought that Chaeyoung was a bit invisible in this era? She was good, but I feel like she was overshadowed by everyone else. Not gonna lie, I'm not really a knock knock enthusiast. I thought this song was just forgettable and bland, but I like the music video being a sequel to TT. I personally think Dahyun owned this era. I don't know, she just stood out to me. And that rap. Chef's kisses. And for the member who didn't shine in this era. The member who didn't shine in this era was Tzuyu. Hello to Tzuyu. Is anyone there? What in the world happened to Tsuyu's screen time in this music video? She had a decent amount of lines but so little solo screen time. I swear I would have cringed if JYP got more solo screen time than her. Nayeon and Momo had a smaller amount of solo screen time than Tzuyu, but I don't know, they still managed to shine more in my opinion. Next is Signal. This is one of my favorite eras from Twice. The music video was so unique and interesting to watch. I honestly don't get the hate around this song. Not gonna lie, I think Signal was the hardest era to choose who owned it because they all actually did really well in my opinion. But I made up my mind. It was a close cause between Sana and Tzuyu, but I think Tzuyu just stood out more. I feel like Tzuyu really enjoyed doing this concept. And for the member that didn't stand out to me was Dahyun. I don't know, she stood out, but the other members just shined more. To be honest, this is a Twice song that I don't really listen to, but that doesn't mean it's a bad song. Like E is actually a really catchy song in my opinion. After watching the music video and live stages, I think Mina owned Like E. She had a lot of screen time in the music video and she looked like she was really enjoying herself. As for the person who didn't shine in this era, I'm going to have to go with my girl jeongyeon. She had some good lines in this song, but I never find myself trying to look for her in the music video or live stages. What an iconic era. I personally think Nayeon owned this era. She stood out a lot to me. She had quite a lot of center time and that chorus part. She just overall did so well in this era. As for the member who didn't really shine in this era, I'm so sorry Chaeyoung stans, but she just didn't really catch my eye in this era. But her long hair was iconic though. Lol. Oh yeah, and we can't forget to thank this era for giving us this meme. What Is Love is an amazing song in my opinion. I said before that I wasn't a fan of the lyrics because I'm not a fan of cute concept songs. Well, yes, I still go by what I say, but forgetting the lyrics, this is actually a really catchy song from Twice. In my opinion, Dahyun owned this era. It was hard to choose between Dahyun and Nayeon, but I think Dahyun really embodied the concept. And that rap was fire. I think we can all agree when I say that this is one of the best Twice music videos. It was just so interesting and creative. The more and more music video directors better start taking notes from What Is Love, because this music video was just so good. As for the member who didn't really stand out, in my opinion, was Sana. She did stand out in the music video and everything, but the other members just really embodied this concept and stood out more, in my opinion. I honestly couldn't choose between Mina and Jihyo in this era. They both did really well. Okay, if I'm being completely honest, Mina owned this era. My eyes were always fixed on her whenever they were performing this song. Mina really shined in this era. And for the person who didn't shine in this era, again I'm going to have to go with Sana. She was good, don't get me wrong, but the other members caught my eye more than her in this era. This was also one of the songs that got me into Twice, and I honestly love everything about this song. In my opinion, she owned this era. She really stood out to me and she looked like she was really enjoying the choreography. And for the person who didn't shine in this era, I'm going to have to go with Momo. This concept suited Momo, but she just didn't really stand out to me. Her line distribution didn't do her justice either. Fancy is honestly such a bop, I don't care what anyone says. I think we can all agree when I say that Mina just demolished this era. She was just so iconic in this era. From her ponytail to her vocals to that bridge part, everything was just chef's kisses. Mina really embodied this concept. And for the person who didn't stand out in this era is jeongyeon. She actually did stand out, not going to lie, but I feel like the other members were just a bit more, I don't know how to put this into words, but they just really pushed themselves to stand out more than jeongyeon. You make me feel special was such an aesthetically pleasing era. The music video was gorgeous. The outfits were beautiful and the meaning behind Feel Special is so beautiful, I just love it. In my opinion, Jihyo owned this era. But for real, sis was not playing in this era. Jihyo just shined so much in their life stages. And for the person who didn't really shine, it doesn't matter because she was going through a lot in this era. I'm just glad she is doing a lot better now. And lastly, More and More. This song is great in my opinion. Not the best but not the worst either. As for the music video, I don't have anything against it, but I think we can all agree when I say that Twice have better music videos. Sana owned this era. Her hair, her stage presence was just amazing in this era. And for the person who didn't shine in this era, I'm going to have to go with jeongyeon. JYP, let's hurry up and give jeongyeon some more recognition. That's all I have to say. Okay guys, that's all for this video. This was Who Owned Each Era versus Who Didn't Twice edition. In no way am I trying to bash the girls' hard work, because they all work really hard. And that's on what? That's on.